All right, what we're going to talk about now, okay, some of us haven't attended other webinars. I can see some of us are new. So this is what we hope to cover today. Exciting new features in modern Excel. And why do I call it modern Excel? I'll explain. Excel showcase, we do a small showcase. October 2017 Power BI updates, we just overview of the updates for 2017 Power BI. And then we do a small Power BI showcase. And then we talk about our new meetup. We have a financial modeling meetup. We're going to do our first meetup next month, so I'll talk about that. And then challenge of the month, and the winner is. We had a challenge for our live case, our live meetup. Nobody got that challenge, so I think that's going to be our showcase. I'll explain how you could solve that challenge. All right, so this is where we're starting. So today, well, I'm David. I'm the one taking you through this meetup, an online meetup. I've been using Excel for a very long time, and I'm also a trainer and an instructional designer, but most of what I do is I build models. I build financial models and raise finance with those models, as well as also doing some report automation in Power BI. Well, I have quite a lot of hats, but that's what I do. All right. Sponsors for this webinar is dbrownconsulting. So we do training, consulting, and payroll. That's our three things we do. Training, we have an online training academy, and we really concentrate on the analysts. We're trying to make you better analysts. That's what we concentrate on in training. Consulting, we build models, and we build automated reports and analytics with Power BI. And payroll, we have an online payroll platform where you can we basically guarantee confidentiality with our payroll, because nobody will be able to see any of this pay. It's very confidential. So these are the courses. In case you're interested in attending one of our courses, these are the courses that we cover. There's the annual calendar that's coming out for next year, so you could pick and choose which courses. And of course, for some of you here, I can see that you've attended some courses before. If you've done 10 days with us, you just remember that you become an alumni and you get lots of really good prizes, lots of interesting prizes. One of the things you get is if you're an alumni and you have our alumni card, you can walk into our office and ask for help at any time. That's a nice perk for being an alumni. All right, now if you have any questions, guys, you can always click into the question box and type a question. I'll look through the questions and answer them. And then you can also go to the chat. There's a chat section as well, so you could do that as well. Oh yes, there's financial modeling meetups. A lot of you have kept on asking for financial modeling questions. So we have a new meetup. If you can, you go to meetup.com, financial modeling /financial modeling, and that's our meetup. We're going to do our first meetup next month. So it's going to be immediately after. So what we're going to be doing is we have our meetup. This is our Excel Power BI meetup where we talk about Excel and Power BI. Immediately after that, 30 minutes after that, we'll be having our financial modeling meetup, where we talk specifically about financial modeling, topics in financial modeling. Now, for those that don't know, for those that are interested in modeling, there's this Financial Modeling Institute. It's a brand new institute that has just been set up. It's an excellent institute. They're doing the proper way of doing modeling, and you have 3 certificates. So 3 certificate is a certification course. So you have 3 certificates that you can get. You can get the master. You can get the advanced financial modeler certificate, and then you can also get that's the level 1. Level 1 is advanced financial modeler. Level 2 is chartered financial modeler. Level 3 is master financial modeler. Now the level 1 exams is actually this month. The next one is in April, and we're trying as hard as possible to bring the center to Nigeria. So if you're interested in this, we have online courses that we're going to launch for the exams very soon. You could go to their website, fmiinstitute.com, and then go to where you have location and then ask for Lagos as our location, so we can have the exam here starting from the next date. All right, and then we're also Microsoft partners and ATD partners. All right, so let's move on. Again, these are our meetup groups, our POG groups. Just join them, and these are our contact details in case you need to reach us. Okay, so I'm now jumping straight in now to our meetup for the month. And please just jump in and ask any questions. You can, as we're doing the meetup, you could be asking questions. And hopefully we're going to do a prize draw. So based on what you've learned, at the end, we're going to do a prize draw, and the person that gets 3 questions right in a row, gets 3 questions right, you're going to win a prize. So stay with us till the end. Hopefully we'll close at 9:45. That's the aim. So let's move on. So as I said, we have exciting new features in modern Excel, Excel Showcase, October 2017 Power BI desktop updates, Power BI Showcase, and then we talk about our meetup. I've already done that for the financial modeling meetup starting next month, but just join the meetup group so you can get notification. And then the challenge of the month and the winner. Let's see who wins, right? Okay. So exciting new features in modern Excel. Now, there are quite a lot of features in modern Excel. I'm going to show you the website where you can get those features, right? But let's just highlight a few. So one very annoying thing in pivot tables, I always find annoying, is the defaults are not so smart. In fact, Excel is known for not having very smart defaults. And so you could actually change the default settings for your pivot tables now. So that's a very excellent feature. I think that's the #1 feature for me. And another feature is enhanced data import functionality. Well, and data import was really excellent, but there's more enhanced data import functionality, and of course, Power Query. How many of us here know Power Query? Anybody here? Just put your hands up. Click on that hand tool. Do you know Power Query? Or should I say, have you used Power Query? Who has used Power Query? Just put your hand up. Let me see. It's a quick poll I'm doing. How many people here have used Power Query? Not many. Wow, very few. I could say just like 10% of us here have used Power Query. Maybe we need to do a specific Power Query meetup. Maybe a whole hour of Power Query, that would be good. Well, we've done some Power Query anyway. You could check it online, and we have a free Power Query training online. I think I'll give you the links to that. So enhanced data imports is another excellent feature. And then inserting 3D. Now, this is a very cool feature, especially for those that like PowerPoint. You can create 3D images. It is a website you go to create 3D images for free. And then you now insert 3D in your PowerPoint, even Word and Excel, and then start showing 3D images. So as you could kind of turn the images around. So imagine you're trying to sell a house. You take a picture, 3D picture of the house, and then you have those 3D images in your PowerPoint presentation. That's very powerful and basically free. And you can have it in Word and Excel. I don't know why you'd want 3D in Excel, but PowerPoint sounds better. Another feature is collaborative editing. Well, they've improved this. That means, of course, if you have Office 365, 5-10 of you can be working on the same Excel document at the same time. Really cool. And then you can also collaborate with Microsoft Teams. If you're using Office 365, in fact, let me ask, how many of us here are using Office 365? So if you look at the screen now, you should see Excel. Let me show you how. So how do you know what version you're using? You go to File. Once you get to File, you would see Accounts. So if you're following along, if you have Excel or Word or PowerPoint open, just do that. Go to File and Accounts. When you go to Accounts, you can read the subscription you have. So if you look to the right where I am, you see subscription product, Microsoft Office 365 Pro Plus. That's the one I have, Pro Plus. And the version I have is 1705 build 8201.2193. You know what that means very soon. Version 1705 build 8201.2193. Now the issue is this. The thing is, Office 365 means you will never need to buy Office again. You will never need to buy Microsoft product again because you'll be paying a subscription. You'll be paying a monthly subscription, which means every single month Excel updates, Word updates, PowerPoint updates with new features. And the new features are just mind-boggling sometimes. So let me show you a website where you can see the full updates for Excel at any time. Usually the updates to pop up if you're using Office 365, but let me just show you that website. So let's minimize this. So you'd see a website on the screen right now. Maybe what you should just do is you Google Excel updates, Excel 365 updates. Now, if you look at this releases, you have various releases. So in the August release, you can see the version. So that's why I said this is version 1708 build 8431.2079. So this just tells you what build update this is, so that when you check your Excel, let me just check mine. So mine is 1705. See, I have to update. I haven't updated. This is 1705, version 1705. Well, online, there's already 1708 as at August. So I need to update. I need my IT guys to update my system, right? So this is September update. So if you look at what I have on the screen, these are the new things. Obviously, the latest update is 1709. 1709. And that's only for Office 365 subscribers. So what's new feature? You can watch a video to see what's new, and then you could also do some training on what's new, and you could now read what's new. So this is the 3D feature I talked about. The 3D feature came out in 20 August. Yeah. Then you have work much faster with more collaborative features. If I come to the July update, you'd see that the July update has collaborative editing. You can see pictures of people you're editing with. This in Excel. Yeah, working in Excel and seeing who you're editing, and you can actually see their edits as it live as you're editing. You're seeing them edit your document, so you can work more efficiently. Now, this is an excellent feature. Another excellent feature is autosave. Autosave. I mean, how many of you have worked and you forgot to save? Your system crashes? That is annoying. So there's autosave now in Excel, and that's a feature that was added in July. So all these features, you need to be Googling and really move to Office 365 if you haven't already. So let me get back to our slides, but I think I should just jump into the demo. I'm going to jump into the Excel demo. All right, let's do that. Okay, so if you look at this, let me look at this Excel. This is just a simple document. Now if you look at this simple document, I have, let me just put a name of a customer, a fictitious name of a customer. Customer name. I'm just putting a fictitious customer name here, and I'm going to call the customer 1001. All right. So customer 1001, and I double click, and it should just give me customer 1002, blah, 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 all to the end. Right. Okay. So this is our table, and one key thing whenever you're analyzing, if you've watched our webinars, our past webinars, you know that everything in Excel, or most things in Excel, is reporting, or mostly what we use Excel for is reporting. We use Excel to report, so we get data from different places and report. And one of the biggest problems is cleaning that data up, and cleaning that data up has been solved by this powerful tool called Power Query. And if you can go online to our go to YouTube and type dbrownconsulting and just subscribe to our channel, and then you could see some videos on that. But one thing I see mostly that people do is VLOOKUP, right? Everybody loves VLOOKUP, right? In fact, how many of you love VLOOKUP? Just put your hands up if you really like VLOOKUP. If VLOOKUP has saved your life, it has saved. So if VLOOKUP hasn't saved your life, then you're not an Excel user. I mean, everybody's hands should be up here, right? VLOOKUP has saved your life. But then, as VLOOKUPers, as I like to call them, know, VLOOKUP saves your life, but then sometimes it just stresses your life as well. So it stresses your life, you try the VLOOKUP, it just doesn't work. Or look, okay, I want to look up customer ID. That's why I put customer here. I want to look up customer name. Please, someone, if you, okay, let me put everybody's hands down. Yeah? Someone should tell me, I want to do a VLOOKUP of customer name for a table, right? Tell me how I can do that. Okay, let's assume I want to see customer, I don't know, customer 1110. See, I'm creating a small table to the right, right? I'm creating a small table to the right. This is customer. And I just want to, oops, sorry, this is customer. And I'm just creating a tiny lookup table. a lookup table that has customer, and let me pick some variables that I want to look up customer for. I want his revenue, I want his line of business, I want revenue, line of business, and model. So this is the data I need to pull out for customer. Yeah. So look at that. I want to be able to pull out this data for customer. Let me just make this a bit better looking. And then let me even pick some more customers. So I want to pull out this data. I hope I have customers up to that level. Yeah, definitely. All right, so I want to pull out this data for these customers. Now, who wants to volunteer and tell me how to do this? I need to pull out the model, the line of business, and the revenue from this table for customer. Anybody? Let me wait a minute. Let me just click everybody's. So if you want to volunteer to tell me how to do this, please put your hands up. Okay, put your hands up. There's Adekule, Andrew, Brian. Okay, let's see. Brian, I think it's Brian that put his hand up first. So, Ibrahim, I've released your mic.
Sir,
hello, sir. I can hear you loud and clear.
This is Ibrahim speaking, sir.
Hello, Ibrahim. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you put me through how to? Do you know the problem? I want to pull this information from this table, right? Tell me what to do.
Okay. There is if you want to use VLOOKUP, the next column after like a model now, you click on equal sign.
Okay, equal sign.
Go to the formula bar.
Okay. Okay, just quickly tell me what to do. I should do a VLOOKUP straight, right?
Yes, you should do a VLOOKUP straight.
So what you do is equal to VLOOKUP. You start typing it. You tab. You press your tab key.
The formula bar will appear.
And then Control A. So those are the shortcuts. Yes, so I have this, but I'm surprised you've even jumped to this stage, because there's something big critically wrong with this table. But let's see. How do you do it?
Okay, sir. Then you click customer name. Then you now click tab so that it will enter the table and array. No, not customer name. Customer 001. Click on customer 001.
This one.
1001. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Okay. And then next one. Yeah, I've clicked on the customer. Then the table is this whole thing,
table
right?
And array. Then you click, and from 001 you highlight all.
Yes, that's what I've done now.
Okay. Up to where is the model, sir, in the table? Okay. The model is here. You highlight only
A to K. I should only highlight what? K?
K to F.
K to F. Yeah, anyway, I've highlighted the whole table, so that's fine. And I'll lock it. F4. What else?
Column index.
Column index is what?
Let me check.
So for model, I have to count, right?
Five, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think.
Six, sir. Yes.
You see? Now, this is one sin. If you guys do financial modeling, this is a sin. This 6 you just typed here is a sin. Just take it as a sin. It's against the religion of Excel. Actually, it's against the religion of modeling. I'm just kidding with you. So, because, if you type 6, when I want to move to the next one, line of business is maybe 7, right? No, and then this one is 8. But because I've hard coded it, is very difficult. But we'll see how to correct that. What about range lookup? What's the last one? Range lookup. What do we do? Range lookup.
False, sir. You click false. You type false.
Good. Yes. So it's false or 0. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I'll continue talking about this and see why this won't work, and we'll see how we'll correct it.
Sir.
So thank you very much for contributing.
Yeah.
All right. So if you look up, guys, you see that it is NA. It's NA error. Now, this is one of the biggest problems with VLOOKUP. The reason it's NA is VLOOKUP, right? Means vertical lookup. So what it's doing is looking at customer 1110, and it is assuming that thing starts from the first column. but it doesn't. The customer, the ID starts from the last column. So this is what Excel users do. They will insert, then they will modify their table. They will now copy this guy, come here, paste, and then come back here, and then come and correct this formula. So this is now still looking at A. It was looking at A before, so it's still, let's change it to look at A again. And then once they modify their formula to now be looking with their key reference as the first column, then they get an answer. So look at it, they've got an answer. I've got model, but then again, model is not the sixth item anymore. I think it's now the 7th item. So it's very messy, very, very messy. All right. So that is why index is not the main thing. VLOOKUP is not the main guy. It is index and match. That's the main guy. Now, by the way, if I drag this to the right, let's correct another thing, VLOOKUP. If I drag it to the right, see, it's NaNA. Why is this NaNA? Obviously, I didn't do my referencing right. So if I bring back up this formula function argument box, my O3, which is this, I need to lock the column. So I need to lock the column, and you do that pressing F4, you lock the column. So I lock the column so that I can drag to the right. This is my entire table, which is fine. Index number is 7, which is for model. I click OK. I double click, and you see it works perfectly for model. Now, if I drag this to the right, it doesn't work for line of business and revenue. And the reason is that hard coding. So if you're a modeler, you know that this is a sin. Typing 7 here is a sin because this line of business is now 8. But that's also a sin. You shouldn't type, right? So what you do instead of typing is you use one very interesting function. So if you remember how Ibrahim got this 7 was he counted. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Model is 7. Now, instead of counting manually, what you do is tell another function to do that counting for you. There's a function that can do the counting. And the name of that function, who knows? Can you type it in the question box? Who knows the name of the function that can automate this? I know some of us do. So can we type into the question box? Now, if you type into the question box, someone in one of my colleagues is going to look at the answers and see who got the answer first. If you get 3 correct answers in a row, then you're going to get the prize, isn't it? So let me see who got the first one right first. I asked the question. I said, what will automate this column index number in VLOOKUP? What function will automate it? That's what I asked. So let's see who got it. Let me see. Let me just call out the name so you remember. Wow, Michael. Michael is a real top winner. Michael got that name, got the first one right. Michael. So Michael, good. Your name is up. You have 1 point. So just take note of that. Once you get to 3 points, you get a prize. So you have 1 point, Michael. That's nice. So match is the correct answer. Match. So how does match work? Look at how it works. Let me show you. So under this 7, instead of this 7, you type match as the function. Now, if you attend our trainings, you can see that I'm writing a function inside a function. There's a trick for making it easy. First trick is make sure you use this box called function argument box. Then you type the name of the function inside, and you open and close your bracket. That's the trick. After writing the name of the function, open and close your bracket. Then take your mouse into the formula bar. So you take your mouse into the formula bar and select the function. Once you select the function, this box changes to the name of the function. Yeah. If I select VLOOKUP in the formula bar, this box changes to VLOOKUP. If I select match, the box changes to match. By the way, why is it invalid? Because I haven't done anything with the match function. So if I click inside match, match is saying, hey, what are you trying to match? So match is saying, what are you trying to match? Well, I'm trying to stop counting 1, 2, 3, 4 for the headings. So what I want to match is, I want to match this model name at the top here. So I'm going to click that and close the row. I'm going to close the row because all these headings are in row 2 for me here. So I'm looking for this heading name. I'm looking for it in this my table, all the headings here. So I'm highlighting all the headings. So this is match. What are we looking? Lookup array. Where am I trying to match this heading? And of course, this lookup array, which is the headings, I'm locking it. And then my match type is 0. My match type is 0. So lookup value, lookup array match type. So it's 0. Now, if I go back to VLOOKUP in my formula bar, you see that match has now found the 7 for me automatically. Match has found the 7 and everything. There's no hard coding. I click OK. Now, the beauty of this is when I double click, it works. And when I drag right, it works perfectly. So this just pulls out everything. Now, the only problem I have with this methodology for VLOOKUP is you need to modify your data. You need to cut this and take it here, which is not, you shouldn't ever modify your report. And then, yeah, we're going to see another problem which we'll try and solve with something else. So you shouldn't modify your report. Now, how do you do it without having to modify? Let me delete this. If I delete this, my VLOOKUP doesn't work. So I can't use VLOOKUP. So I'm going to use index and match. So let me explain index very briefly. Index is a very useful, in fact, index, if you guys have the time to master it, master index. Index is the most important function in Excel, especially from analysts and modelers. It's the most powerful function in Excel, as far as I'm concerned. Index, there's so much it can do. So part of this case study is I want to tell you as many things as possible that index can do, but I don't know if we have the time. So let me explain index very briefly. Index does this. Index looks at a table and says every single cell in this table has an address, So every single cell has an address. What do we mean by that? This table that this highlights that I've done has columns and rows. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. And how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. So this is an 8-row by 6-column table. Now, can someone tell me customer 1003, what is the address? What is the address of this customer 1003? Type that into the question box quickly. So we'll see customer 1003, what is the address? What's the row address and the column address? So what is the row and column of that table? Let's see who gets this. So remember, I said the columns are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the rows are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is an 8-row by 6-column table. So what's the address of customer 1003? Row what, column what? Let me see. Who is getting it? Row what, column what? Row what, column what? 1003. So let me see who's got it. Somebody said row 4, column 6. Cool. Joshua, you just got it. So Joshua, you're on the board. So how did he get that? Let me explain what he did. See, he went to this rows. He said, okay, customer 103 is row 1, 2, 3, 4, row 4 of my selection, and column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? That's basically it. So that's how you get an address. So if I want to get the model, look at this, the model for customer 1110, there will be an address for this specific thing I'm looking for. This model for 1110. So obviously I would have highlighted the entire table, which will have like how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It will have 11 columns. And then if I want model is column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, column 6, and then the row for customer 1110. How do I get the row? Well, I'm going to break down the formula for you. I want to get the row. How do I get the row? And how do I get the column? So look at that. For me to get the row, I simply say equals to match. I am matching this customer 1110. Why am I matching it? I am matching it in the entire, everything here, this whole column. I'm matching it there, comma 0. So look at my function. My function just says, hey, match this customer in this entire column. All right? And it will tell me where the customer is. This customer is on row 1111. That is row 111. If I scroll, you will see that row 111 is indeed customer 11111. Yeah? no, 1110 is row 111. So that's really true. All right. So it was right. Now what about the column? So we're saying this model, what column is it? So if I come here, for example, and say, okay, what I want to match, I am matching this heading here. I'm matching this, right? I'm matching this. Where am I matching it? I am matching it in this column heading, this heading's up here, comma 0. Right? So this is my formula. So this is my formula here. I'm matching, that's what I'm matching. Right. So if I copy this all the way right and down, you would see that this is all column 6, this is all column 7, this is all column 8, and this is all row 111, and this is row 112, 113. So I'm going to combine all of this into index. So index, look at how index works. So index is very simple. Index basically says what is the table you're looking at, and the table I'm looking at is this entire table. All right, this entire table. And then what is the row you're looking for and what's the column you're looking for? What's the row and what's the column? So the row I'm looking for this particular cell, the row I'm looking for is the row that has to do with customer 110, 1110. And for me to do that, I've already shown you the function. It is match. So I'm just typing match and close bracket. And then I select match in my formula bar. What am I matching? I am matching this customer, and I have to lock the column. Where am I matching this customer? In this entire K. And then what's the match type? 0. Right. Match type is 0. Then I go back to my index. And then now I'm saying, okay, the column, that is this heading. What head is it? Column 1, column 2, column 3. I need another match. Match. Open and close my bracket. Then go into my formula bar. And now I'm matching this model up here, F4, F4 to lock the row. And then where am I matching it? In these headings here. F4 again. And then my match type is 0. Now if I get back to index, you see that my index has finished its work. My index basically takes the entire table and says which row should I go to, which column should I go to, and it gets our value. And it doesn't need my key. This is my key. It doesn't need it to be the first thing on the list or first column on the table. And everything works perfectly. And this is how I can automatically extract using index and match. So that's your formula. That's your index formula. So that's your index. Let me just zoom in so you see it. So this is your index formula. Index is far more powerful than match. Now, I know time always just flies in this webinar. Now, I want to show you another power of index before we move. Okay. One other power of index is what I asked. I asked something in index and match. I asked something about when you want to highlight a dynamic row, a dynamic table. If you want to really do a dynamic highlight, you can use index for a dynamic highlight. Now, why do I need a dynamic highlight? Let me come to bad data. If I come to this bad data sheet, some people know how to automatically highlight a table or convert something to a table. So they come to insert and then they say table. This table tool. This table tool is very useful, but the problem with the table tool is it doesn't want any empty rows and it doesn't want any empty columns. So it doesn't want, because it just says, okay, this is something else. It's outside the table. So there's a function or there's a way you can identify what is the last entry in this column. And that was the case study, or that was the what I asked everyone to try and do as part of the live meetup. How do you identify the last item on this list? Now, I know some of you may want to try it. How do I know the last item in A? How do I know where it is? Which row is the last item in A? Just so you know, if I come here, you see that the last item in A is in row 41558. That's where it is. The last item is row 41558. But because this table has empty rows and all this bad data, how can I quickly identify it? If you can try and see, can you tell me the function in your question box? So let's see if someone can win this prize. It's a nice prize at the end. Okay, so control N, offset. So someone said offset. Abyss says offset. Well, offset's a very interesting function. So offset, unfortunately, will not work for us here because we need to, what I want to see in the answer is not the item. I want to actually see, I want to just see can you see this is 41558, right? That's what I want to see. So I want whatever formula I write to give me 41558. That's what I want. This is the answer I want. I want to say the last item is in row 41558. What function will give me that? Offset will give me the actual item on that list, which is not what I want. Anybody? Let me see. Count if, look up. Solomon says look up. Well, look up, not necessarily. Look up won't give me 41558. It will look up and then give me the actual, just like offset, it will give me the actual last, it will give me that north central or something. It will give me that. So, okay, round ID. Or row ID. Okay, row ID. Well, yeah, there is a function called row, but the issue with the row is I need to now know where the last item is so that I can click it and then to tell me what row it is. So, no. Column number, no. Okay. Is actually, someone said count if. Well, count if, or count. Yeah, someone said count, like count A. Count A is very cool, but the problem with count A is because of the blanks, it will now give you 41550. Can you see that? No, nice. So the trick is this. You know, how did we find, if you remember, how did we find customer 1, customer 2, customer 3? We said match should tell us. Match now told us, oh, customer 115 is in row 22. So we could use match, but there's still a problem, but let's see. So match, what am I matching? The problem is, what am I matching? I'm looking for a value. Lookup value means, okay, what are you looking for? I don't even know what the last item is. So here's one crazy trick for you guys. If you want to find the last item on any list, which will help you in building really dynamic reports, who knows the meaning of omega? Can you type it? What does omega mean? Can you type it in the question box? What is the meaning of omega? Omega, and the way to get omega into your screen is this. There's a shortcut again. There's a shortcut to get omega. The omega is if you do alt, you hold your alt key on your keypad. Make sure you're holding the no. If you're using an external keyboard, you click on the keypad and say alt 0234. No, so alt, sorry. I'm trying to type it in here. I don't have an external keypad. Alt 234. Once you just type alt 234, omega should come out. Let's see. Omega alt 234. Oh, my keypad is not. Can I just say alt 234? All right, cool. So omega has appeared on my screen. If you see it, this is the omega sign. Now you wonder, where am I getting with this omega? Well, omega sign basically means last in Greek. It's the last. It technically means last. It's technically the last alphabet in the Greek alphabet. So it's last. It means last. Anytime anyone says omega, you know, alpha and omega. Alpha is first, then omega is last. So if I have omega here, I can now use omega in one very funny function. So look at this. I'm going to use omega, copy, and then I'll come into a cell here and say equals to match. I want you to match what? Match omega. So I'm saying match omega in this entire column. Match omega in this entire column, right? When I say match omega in this entire column and click OK, you see it gives me 41558. So omega basically goes to the entire column and says, hey, what's the last thing in this column? So let me show you that. See, I'm coming here. I'm going to type any rubbish in here. See, now this is the last thing, 41576. That's where I am. So if we come back up here and let's see what omega gave us, 41558. Oh, omega, oh, it's B. Sorry, I'm supposed to type it in B. I typed it in A. Type it in B. It's B I was using. So B, let's see, 41576. Is it? Yep. So see, omega has updated 41576. So omega has updated. Now, why am I even using this? Why I'm using this because we're going to do one really crazy thing that index does. If I can do the omega of finding the last column, I can also do the omega of finding the last row. I mean the last row. I can do omega of finding the last. So I do another omega here, and then this time around I'm doing the omega of 1. Right. So I did the omega of 1. I have 12 columns here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, because I have this omega funny construct, I can now do something else. And what I can do is I can make a dynamic table. And the way you make a dynamic table, this is going to be a bit complex for some people. The way I do it, create a dynamic table is this. I come here, I'm typing equals to, I'm going to select a cell and lock it. So this is a dynamic table. And I'm going to put this dynamic table in the name range. When I select a cell and lock it, and I put a semicolon, all right? So I select a cell, lock it, put a semicolon. I have to delete this, lock this. Then after my semicolon, I now type the index function. So this I know looks strange. So I put a semicolon and I type the index function and put it in caps. Index. Then I type the index function and then ask for an array. Now there's going to probably be a circular reference here because I'm going to highlight the entire spreadsheet, right? F4. Then at the entire spreadsheet, I'm saying that, do you know what? What row are we going to and what column are we going to? So we're going to limit our rows and columns by omega. I want to know what's the last row, what's the last column. All right? So we have your A1, we're starting at A1. Then we're doing the index of the entire array. And then we're going to match, I'm going to just type my match, how many rows and how many columns. So let me make this simple. Let me just say 12 and 5, okay? Let me just close that. Now, it will give me a value error, but really it's not an error. If I do F4, F9, okay? What did I say here? This funny construct is, starting from A1, I want you to give me an index of the entire spreadsheet, the entire sheet, and then 12 and 1. Let me make it smaller. Let me make it 2 and 2 and 5, all right? So if you remember how index works, index the entire table, row 2, column 5. What does this mean? If I enter, it sees a value error, but that's not an error. If I press F2, F9, it gives me a construct of a table. It gives me a table inside the cell. What table has it given me? It's given me region market store, 0, trade date, North Central, Abuja, FCT, Abaji, and this. So if you look at region market store, if I go to the left, you see region market store, space, trade date. So it's basically giving me a table that is a 2 by, is a table that is what? Is a 2 by 5 table. That's what it's giving me, a 2 by 5 table, right? So 2 rows by 5 columns. But what I want is a table that is whatever total number of rows I need plus whatever total number of columns I need, which means I can easily do that by using this, my omega symbol, and coming to construct it inside here. So I just say match, open bracket. So instead of my rows, I'm going to do a dynamic row with match, open bracket, omega sign, right? And then comma, under omega, and then I say, okay, I want the omega for my row, which is of column A, just the entire column A. I know it's looking ugly for some. This is getting pretty advanced. Entire column A, then I do close bracket. And then let me put another simple omega again. I'm copying this match, and I'm doing an omega of the column. Another omega, but this time is column, so it's basically 1 to 1, 1, 1. right? Or let me just highlight it so you see what I'm doing. I'm highlighting this column here. Now, if I enter, this is a huge table. This is really a huge table, which will not really fit into the cell. And it's going to give me an error and everything and stuff. Okay, so what I do is you copy this formula and you now take it into the name manager. You go to formula, name manager, and say you have a new name. And that new name is this your ugly looking formula that you just typed. Now, this is how you dynamically name. This is our dynamic data. So this data grows with it. It grows automatically. If I click this data, it perfectly highlights. Can you see that? It's perfectly highlighting my table, and it will continuously highlight my table, and any new data that comes into my table, it will just automatically update. So all my reports that are tied to this data automatically updates. So this is how you create a dynamic table that automatically updates. Looks very complex. We'll put the video online so you can have a look at it and see. But yeah, it's a little bit complex. Yeah, complex for everybody here. How do you get omega sign? Omega sign is Alt 234. Alt 234. So let me show you Power BI. Let me quickly jump to Power BI. I want to show you the key features for Power BI. The key feature that we want to highlight in Power BI, if I put up Power BI for you, is the bookmark feature. That's one of the biggest or the best features that's come out of Power BI in a while. Yeah, it's bookmark. Bookmark allows you to even turn your Power BI into something like PowerPoint, right? It's almost like turning your Power BI into PowerPoint. So that was the feature so this almighty index function is what I was talking about. I know some people are a bit lost. How many people are lost? Put your hands up. Just say yes or no inside the question box, because I know that was a bit complex. Yes or no? If you say yes, that means you are lost. If you say no, you're a guru. Yes or no? Okay, yes, you are lost. Okay, so you need the video. Abbas is a guru. I love that. Nice. Not lost, but Omega didn't work for me. Okay, Omega didn't work because you need to use if you're using a laptop, right? You know, you don't have a number, you don't have that number pad at the top right. You don't have that in a laptop. So hold your function key, you know that FN key, that FN key, hold that FN key, hold your Alt key, and then 2 in your keyboard is K, 3 is L, and 4 is U. So hold that your FN key, hold your Alt key together, and then press KLU. You'll get Omega out. Or simply go to Insert Symbol, and you can get Omega. Yeah? So Omega, that's Omega. Now, Power BI Desktop Update 2017. Now, if you look at the screen, guys, you will see that this is the updates that the Power BI team did for October 2017. So this were the updates. Bookmark update is in preview mode. Preview mode, I'll show you what that means. This is a very big update, Bookmark. I think that's just Bookmark is the biggest update. Then the selection pane and visual display controls. That's another huge update. Then the bookmark links for shapes and images is still Bookmark. It's also a big thing. What that means is you can create some shapes in your Power BI and bookmark it. So when you click the shape, it will take you to the page you want. They have to just take you to just transport you to the page. Then there's spotlight view, and then there's scatter plot, bubble markers, increase the number of data points shown in your scatter chart. And then you have the analytics, which is quick measures. For those that know DAX, there are new quick measures out. Sales for new customers is a quick measure. It's a complex measure to write, so they've automated that for you. Call level formatting, well, this is for all the multidimensional guys. You're either a multidimensional guy or you're using the typical databases that we use. And then data connectors, Vertica and SAP BW, these are data connectors. These means you're connecting to other data sources. So Power BI has the most data connectors in any BI tool. What that means is Power BI can connect to nearly everything. You can connect to Facebook, connect to Twitter, connect to Excel, connect to Oracle, connect to SAP. You just connect to all sorts of data sources, bring all the data together, and then mash it up and create wonderful reports. Now, I think the best update they've done this month is the Power BI desktop. You don't need to keep downloading it every month anymore. You can get it directly from the Windows Store, and it will be updating itself on your system automatically without admin rights. You don't need admin rights. So that's a really cool update. All right, so those are the updates. I said the key feature for me will be the bookmark, which I will show you briefly, and then we close for the day. I know time has gone, but that's the key feature I want to show you for that. All right, so let's have a look at that. Let me quickly bring that in. So if you look at what I have on the screen, this is one of the visuals I think we created a couple of months ago. Now, if you look at this, okay, look at this table here. I have this table, or let's say look at this chart. If you look at this chart, I sometimes don't like the chart with these bubbles. I prefer it in what they call fill map. A fill map is, to me, is better. So I can create a toggle here. If I click on this toggle, okay, it's not plugged in. If I come to bookmark, if I come to view, you see bookmark. By the way, if you want bookmark, you need to download the latest Power BI from powerbi.com. It's free. It's free. And then once you do that, you need to activate it. See, mine is activated here. This is bookmark pane. But for you, when you download it, you won't have this because it's called a preview mode. Anything that's preview will not appear on your tool. You have to come to this file button here. Then you have to go to maybe your options and settings. Then you have to go to options. And then once you get to options, you need to activate that feature, which is a preview feature. So you see preview feature to the left. Then you need to tick bookmark. So you just tick it. And if you click learn more, you can see all sorts of training on that. Tick bookmark and say OK. So once you say OK, you'll see bookmark here. I can tick bookmark and you'll see it here. See bookmark. So now, for example, I've bookmarked Spotlight View. What do we mean by that? Spotlight View, what it does is it just spotlights. It gives you a spotlight. It highlights a section and kind of grays out the other section. Can you see that? So if you want to, we are doing a presentation and you say, okay, based on this map, I want you guys to focus on this map. You can imagine I'm here and then say, look, I want you to focus on this map. You click spotlight. I've created a spotlight. So how did I create that? Let me quickly show you how to create a spotlight. But before that, I showed you fill map. You can see that this is a fill map, and then this one is a map view. How did we do fill map and map view all in the same map? So if I go to fill map, for example, I can create a toggle. I click on this toggle, and let's make this button toggle between fill map and map view. So if I click on this tool here, or this item here, let's click on this. Let's go fill map. So this is format image. I click on this image, and I can tell this image, do you know what? When I click on you, I want you to, if I go to the link, I want you to hyperlink to a bookmark. So instead of, I say hyperlink to a bookmark, and I choose the bookmark I want you to hyperlink to. So I want you to go to maybe, yeah, map view. Map view is fine. So I've hyperlinked this image, this picture. So now if I hold Control and click it, okay, so let's see if we can just do this from scratch. We're going to build this toggle and this bookmark thing from scratch. So I don't want to view recovered files. Let me duplicate. I'm going to duplicate this. So you see, when Power BI crashes, would you like to be notified of the next time you start? No, I don't want that. Nope, thank you. You've crashed, you've crashed. That's fine. Okay. I'll start with focus mode. So we have the bookmark here. So this is just a visual, many visuals here. And there's so many things happening here that I want my audience to focus on stuff with my bookmark. So I'm going to come to view, and then I put on the bookmark pane. So I have the bookmark pane to the right here. And let's assume I want my audience to focus on this visual here, this particular visual. There are various things I could do. For this visual, I could just go to in focus mode. See this dot, dot, dot. On this dot, 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 you could see spotlight. If you see spotlight, I click on spotlight. Then what it does is, right in its place, it just kind of highlights it as a spotlight. Now, if I had this bookmark open, I can now add this as a bookmark. I now add this as a bookmark, and I can double click this bookmark name and say, what do I call it? I just say revenue revenue chart highlight or something. Revenue chart spotlight. Spotlight revenue. So I've just called this spotlight revs. Yep. Another thing I can do is I can still click on this. Can I just click out? I'll click back on this, and I can change this to, let's say, not more like export data, but let me pick some other visual so I can show something else with some other visual. I'll come in here, and this is called focus mode. So I want to do a focus mode on this one. So I click this focus mode, which means it's going to cover the entire space. And then I can add this also as another bookmark, and then say focus, let's just say focus chart 2. So you can see what bookmarks are doing right now. I'm having all these bookmarks. Then I can go back to the report. Now, I've created various bookmarks here. So what am I going to do with these bookmarks? You can click on each one and tell a story. So you click on the first one, fill maps, tell your story with the first one, whatever story that is. You click on map view, tell your story with that. Click on spotlight. You're now spotlighting this. You're now kind of highlighting only this visual, and the rest are grayed out. And that's another story you want to tell. Click on spotlight revs. Then it basically goes to that visual and spotlights just these revs that we just created now. Then I can click on focus chart 2 and then tell that story. So if you want to tell the story in another way, what you could do is, just like PowerPoint, instead of me having this bookmark bar open here, I could go to view mode. There's a view button in bookmark. If I click on view, I can now hide everything else, kind of close everything else. And then it looks a little bit like PowerPoint, but with functionality. And then right at the bottom here, I have bookmark 1. If you look right at the bottom, you see bookmark 1 to 5. So right now I'm just viewing my bookmarks. And just like PowerPoint, I can click, show what I want to show, click. But unlike PowerPoint, this is fully functional. I can click anywhere here. I can drill down with this. Can you see that? I've drilled down with, I'm drilling down, and this is interactive. So unlike PowerPoint, this is far, far, far more interactive. I can click on Kano and say, okay, what exactly is Kano doing? Yeah, you can click there in the map. It's interactive, right? Interactive and very visual. And then it still has a bookmark. And then I can go to my next slide, so to say, but it's interactive. So if you ever, I think you can just forget about PowerPoint when it comes to showing numbers. When you're visualizing numbers, use Power BI directly to visualize numbers instead of PowerPoint, because it's far more powerful. Yep. Okay. So how is that? Now, who is winning our prize? Let me ask one last question. One last question. If we get this question, I think, unfortunately, nobody has reached 3, but if anyone gets this last question, you're winning our prize. All right, so I showed omega, right? I showed omega. Now, omega was the function I used with match, or maybe the symbol I used with match to automatically identify the last item on a list. Now, that only works when the items are text. Can someone tell me what I can use to identify the last item on a list when that last item is a number? What do you think I should use? Just type your answer in the question box. What do you think I should use? When that last item is a number, what should I use to automatically identify the last item on a list when it's a number? Okay, let me rephrase the question. Omega automatically got it because it's a text. I think these are hard questions. I'm asking too many hard, because you guys are very sharp. I mean, I have so many sharp people in here. So omega will work because it's finding text. Omega just finds text. So if I do this, if you look at this, let me just type it out. If I type text like this, what is the last text? My last text is in row 9 right now. So if I come here and I do that omega trick, if I do equals to match, if I do equals to match omega in this, right? So I'm matching omega. You see 9. It gives me 9, right? So that means the last item on this list is 9. Now, but if I delete this, yeah, if I delete this, the last item is now 5. So it's working fine, huh? It's working fine. But the problem is if I type here, this is now row 10. If I type a number, it's still telling me the last item is 7, right? It's not telling me the last item on my list is in row 10. It's telling me the last item is in row 7. So the question was, what can help me tell me the last item is 10? Because if the last item is a number, I want it to show me 10. Who has alpha? I don't know alpha. Hash. Someone says hash. I don't know. Let's see. Let's come and change this to hash. Hash. Will it work? Nah, not applicable. Hash doesn't work, sorry. Anybody win the prize? The prize is worth almost $100. Let me help you. Yeah? Convert number to oh, I like that trick. That's a very, someone said we should just convert the number to text. Sorry, that wouldn't work. Yes, because if this was, then it's not a number anymore, right? So if I come here and convert the number to a text, can you see 10? That's a nice trick, but sorry, I actually want it to be a number. But nice try, nice try. Who was that? Let me see. Convert number to text. That was Cesson. Cesson had an interesting idea. Okay. Beta. What's the Latin symbol for beta? I don't know. No. How am I going to break this? I need someone to win the prize. Okay, let me even show you the prize. So the prize that you're trying to win is, let me see, where's the prize? So by the way, we're launching our e-learning academy. So our e-learning platform, we're launching an e-learning platform that has all our trainings for all our training for analysts. So we have about 30 courses that we're going to put on the platform, and that platform is going to be available to all clients and stuff. But this is the what you would win if you can answer this question. So if you can answer this question, that's what you win. You win this course, which is Report Automation in Modern Excel, which is about $70. But really, this course is worth about 200,000 naira, because with this course, you'll be able to automate any report in Excel. Our online hub is officetraininghub.com. That's where this course is, Office Training Hub. So if you like, guys, you can even go there now and click on free trial. Just do the free trial. What do you get with a free trial is this: you get anything that says free. You get those free videos, but you won't get the entire course. You just get some free videos. So the entire course teaches you how to automate any report in Excel. So it teaches you Power Query. You bring in data with Power Query, and then you automate. No VBA. You automate any report automatically. So anytime you want to get new data for the report, you get it, you drop that new data in a folder, and then you open Excel where your report is, and all your reports are automated, your dashboard is automated, everything, without VBA. So this is all the things in the course. It's about 50 videos, very detailed course. You'll learn loads of Excel. It's a really cool course. Try the free trial, but I need someone to win it now. So I'm going to change the question up to maybe an easier question. Would you guys like to see the answer? Since nobody got it, should I still just show you the answer? Okay, let me show you the answer, and then I'm going to gamma. What's the, if you can give me the Latin symbols for all this gamma stuff, we could try it out, but really that won't be the answer. So let me put up Excel and I'll show you the answer. And you guys will beat yourself up with the answer. Now, what's the answer? The answer is simply, what question you have to now ask, and Nigerians will answer a question with a question. The question that we used to answer the question is, what is the largest number you can type into Excel? Can someone tell me that? Can someone tell me, okay, if you tell me that, you win the prize. Tell me what is the largest number you can type into Excel. Someone should tell me. What is the largest number? If you are very close to the largest number, then I can give you the prize. What's the largest number you can type into Excel? Who knows that? The largest number you can type into Excel. Anybody? Bode longest says 19999. Let me see. Bode, how many nines do you have there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 times 6. No, you didn't get that. 3 times 6 is 18, right? No. Bode almost got it, but no. Okay, let me ask a different question. What is the maximum number of digits you can type into Excel? What's the maximum number of digits for numbers that you can type into Excel? Quickly, let's see who get that. Maximum number of digits you can type into Excel. The accuracy level of Excel is limited to how many digits? Can anyone type that? Type that. The maximum digits, the accuracy level of Excel is limited to how many digits? That's the question. I can see people are typing, but nobody has got it. Somebody has got it. Cesson has got it. Cesson is the winner. I need everyone to just clap, as in clap. Just type clap. Cesson got it first. Cesson said 15. In fact, I'm putting your mic up. Where is Cesson? Let me see. Where is his mic? Hold on. Let me look for you. You need to. Wow, you've won this prize. That's cool. Let's see. Where is Cesson? To get your mic up. Cesson. Yeah, Cesson. I've released your mic, Cesson. Can you? Hello.
Hi, David.
Hi, Cesson. How are you doing? Can you introduce yourself to everybody? Yeah. So just introduce yourself.
My name is Cesson. I actually work with Citibank. I'm a project manager, and I do a lot of business analysis as well.
Wow. So Cesson, not Cesson. See me, I can't even pronounce. Cesson. Cesson. Nice. So you've won the prize. You've won this training, which is the report automation in modern Excel. So how did you know about the 15-digit limit?
Well, I know that after the 15th number, Excel always converts to exponential. So that means the maximum in terms of numbers is 15. So every other thing is converted to an exponential format here.
So let me show everybody that while you're still online. Just stay online, Cesson. So let me show everybody that. So look at this. If I type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, everybody agrees that that's 10 digits, right? Then I now type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We now agree that that is 15 digits. So let me now put some nines at the end. So 9999999. You know, I've typed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 99999. When I enter, Excel wipes out those 99999s. It just wipes them out and leaves them as 000. It will not show those 999s. It will always wipe them out. So I can put no matter what after 15 digits. I can put anything I like after 15 digits. It will always wipe it out. Yeah. So Excel's accuracy limit is 15 digits, which is why if you're unfortunately from Zimbabwe, you can't use Excel, right? I don't know if they've sorted out their billion inflation. So now you can look at it. It's now changed it to some scientific E plus 27. Now that is the trick. The trick of finding the last number in a column is not to use omega, but to use the largest number. Now, if you're a scientist, you'll be able to know how to write the E something, 9.999 E something. Or do you know that, Cesson? If you want to say 9999 up to power of 15, what's that?
E plus 15. I can't remember. I can't remember the
something like that. 999 E 15 or something like that.
E 15.
I think.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, and that's basically it, or something like that. Or it's 9.999.99 E15 or something of that nature. All right, so that is the answer, guys. It's basically putting 9999999 15 digits, or if you know the scientific way, you say E15 or something. Is it E15 or plus E15, something like that? Anyway, so that's it. So you write the largest number you know into the match, and what it will do is make sure your match doesn't have 0 at the end. Don't put any comma 0. because once you do that, it won't work. So you just do your match, very large number, highlight the column, it will automatically find the last number. So if you look at this, there's a last, if I type the text, it won't find it. It's finding the last number. All right? And then it is omega that finds the last, what's it called? Text. So Shesong, you're a winner. Congratulations. And what you should do to get your prize, go to officetraininghub.com, then select this course, Report Automation in Modern Excel. There are other courses. Once you click the free trial, we will see your name appear. Just click the free trial, then send us an email, send to training. I don't know if you're there. Training.
I'm there. Yeah.
training@dbrownconsulting.net so that we can make it free for you. So we give you the full course free. Yeah? So once you're on the course, you will now have access to download this folder. If you look at this, download this report automation exercise file. So this exercise file has everything you will go through, and by the time you finish the course, which should take you, it's like 4 hours of video, but it should take you a week to go through, you will be able to automate every single report. No matter what the report is, you'll be able to automate it in Excel. And you will never need to rewrite a formula for that report. It will just automate. You just get your data, dump it into a folder, get your new data, dump it into a folder, open your report, and it just updates.
Wow.
So that's the course. Yeah.
Thank you.
And we're adding loads more courses by the end of this year. So congratulations, and thank you everybody. I'm going to close now, and then please just make sure you do the evaluation for us. And then next month, every third Thursday of the month, we do this webinar. Every third Thursday. So even the same link you used to register for this one, you can, when we close the webinar, you can click the same link and register for the next one for next month. But next month, we're going to add financial modeling. For those that like financial modeling, we're going to be doing this webinar, obviously, third Thursday of every month. That is third Thursday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then the other one is going to start 11 to 12. So 11 to 12. So 11 to 12 will be the financial modeling webinar. So join that meetup group on meetup.com. And I guess we'll see you guys. Thanks, Jason. Bye-bye to everybody. And hope to see you guys next month.
Thank you. Thanks, all.
You're welcome. All right. Take care. Bye.